Hey everybody, welcome back. And if this is your first time, you picked a weird video, but welcome. It's June, and I'm gonna thank you again, again. So the year is half over, and that's crazy. It really, really flew by, and I know lots of people say that. I've probably said it before at some point in my life, but it really feels like it this year. I feel like yesterday it was February, maybe March, maybe, and now the cicadas came and went. Thank God they're gone. And it's almost July. That's nuts. So, one of my strongest memories of July 4th is being in RDC, which is that first place you go when you get locked up. And they're trying to figure out where they're going to send you, like what type of prison, what level of security. And I know a lot of the people that have been subscribed for a while have already heard this, so apologies. But, and I had just gotten to my first version of prison. I'd been to jail a lot, but that was prison officially. So I was stuck in the cell, and the town over was shooting off fireworks, so we could see stuck in our cell. And honestly, like during the day, it was about 109 degrees. Not lying, that's how hot it was. It was awful. It was a health risk. But it cooled down enough at night that it didn't feel as miserable. It was like 90, still in boxers, nothing else, trying to be comfortable. But looking out at that town, people celebrating freedom while I had just been sent to prison and knew that I would be there for a while was really, really surreal. It was a strange feeling. And I tried to bring it up with my roommate. Oh, Jesus. Tried to bring it up with my cellmate. Found him on Craigslist. It worked great. It's a small place. Yeah, it's a prison cell. Tried to bring it up with my roommate, how weird it was that, like over there, they're celebrating and we're stuck here. And it wasn't like self-pity even. It was just odd. And he avoided it. It was really, really clear that he was not going to have that conversation because he was scared. And he was somebody that had been to prison a lot. Like he had done a substantial amount of time and was in for a parole violation. So it was possible that he was just going to go to prison, meet with the parole board in a month or two, and then get back out. But it was also possible they're going to say, hey, you messed up and you're stuck here for the rest of what sentence you had left, years and years. So he was scared. He didn't want to be talking about anything that had anything to do with being in prison. He was, let's talk about chess. Let's talk about cards. Let's talk about being in a gang. It was, I was learning then, I was learning what it was like to be in prison and what to say, what not to say, who to talk to about what. And, it's just, it's probably one of the first times that I saw somebody who was strong, had experience with prison, a lot of it, and, fronted this really hyper masculine, whatever facade, I guess. And, but they were terrified. I really thought everyone around me was totally cool with being where they were at. And I was the sore thumb, I was the black sheep, whatever. Most people are not happy to be there. Duh. Right. But when I showed up and everybody's presenting like no big deal, and I'm feeling literally like a scared kid, just trying not to cry. It was hard to feel like I fit in at all. And I guess I learned relatively quickly that it wasn't just me. Even the people that had lots of time in prison before were not happy to be there. And RDC is really, really tough. That's about as tough as prison gets. It does get tougher for a lot of people, but they've done pretty terrible things. If you're in a worse place than that, not to say you deserve it, but I guess I don't feel as bad. Wow, that's not what this video is. I make these every month. I told you I would because I felt like I was addressing stuff in every video, and it wasn't like channel stuff in every video, and it wasn't a good idea to do that because I so get distracted. You guys know. And I'm grateful, and I wanted to express that regularly, and I wanted to keep you updated too regularly. This month, I guess it's going to be a little different because, of course, I'm saying thank you. And I think I said something similar last month, but maybe I mean it more or in a slightly different way this month. But thank you for bearing with me. I have not been unhappy. But I have been, I guess, fighting a battle with myself. because the dog bite thing, and that really took me out of the habit I was in of being very focused on this, and I had already been struggling, so it really put me in a weird spot where I felt overwhelmed, but I felt like I was being beaten by my bad habits, and I hadn't felt like that in a while. I feel that I am winning. I'm winning. I'm not beating up. I'm besting the parts of me that ruled my life for so long, and would burn everything around me to the ground. And lately, not for a while, like not for a long period of time, but for a bit here, and I guess still today, I feel like I have been losing. And that doesn't mean that I'm, on the way to a relapse. It doesn't feel anything like that. Like I said, I'm not unhappy. I'm really not. I'm very happy, actually. But I guess I'm feeling afraid because I had ideas about what life was when I was 15. And I'm 30 now, and most of those ideas were wrong. And they can still be made true, ideas about who I can become and things I can achieve. But boy, do they take a lot more work than I thought when I was 15. So I think some of that is playing into this. There's a lot of anxiety, not necessarily even tangible. I don't mean I'm walking around panicking, but I have been having difficulty letting myself relax. For a few days when I literally couldn't use anything but my thumbs, it was cool. Like I sat for a few days and didn't feel like I was bullshitting myself. But I guess I ended up feeling that way. And I don't know if that's true or not. I just ended up feeling like I was letting myself down in more than one area. Typically I'm juggling, like we all juggle challenges and our job and kids and making sure we stay physically active. And are we happy? Are we learning? Are we continuing to be, lifelong learners, like juggling all this stuff? And I typically keep every ball in the air except for one. Usually one is not being juggled, and that's the one that I'm focused on bettering myself at. But there were multiple balls that I couldn't keep in the air legally, and that didn't feel good. So thank you for being around. And lots and lots of you said hey, we're just here. Like when you post a video, that's great. And we're thinking about you, and it's all good. And it's not like I didn't post videos. It's not like I stopped. There was no point where I felt like, wow, I'm not a YouTuber anymore. I can't believe I haven't posted a video and blah, blah, blah. But it's just not the level that I want to be at, And you guys were really supportive through that, and I appreciate it. And I felt so stupid and weak for how minor this hand thing was, but I couldn't do anything. I couldn't work, but it was so dumb because it's not a big problem. It was not a big deal. It wasn't even terribly painful. I just, swelling, and it just was, I couldn't do it. And so I sat around for some of the time feeling like, Jesus Christ, I'm trying to, share what prison is like, but also help people, be better today than they were yesterday, and share how I've grown through challenges and stuff. And I can't even get over a couple scrapes on my hand, it was tough. It was dumb because it's not a difficult thing. People have it way worse than a couple dog bites. So maybe some self-pity, and I'm beating myself up. By the way, I've noticed it in every video since I started making videos. I do that. I must have a gap in my teeth that when I move my mouth in a certain way, it makes like I'm a mouse. And I used to go through the videos and erase every single one of those, but I give up. You're just going to hear every now and then. So But aside from thank you for sticking with me through this struggle, thank you for supporting the channel as it grows. Thank you for supporting all the videos where it's just me and you and I'm talking like this, the videos where I'm reading a book, the videos where I'm commentating on different prisons around the world, and it's me, you, and 15,000 other people watching the video. Like, thank you. You guys haven't made me feel like I'm messing up by experimenting with what I want to do here. I've been able to be creative and not feel guilty about it. Really, and I talked about striking that balance between these types of videos and these types of videos, and whether I've struck that balance perfectly yet or not, I don't know, but I haven't felt pressured by you all to do it any differently. I've been able to just try things, and that's been good. It's been really, I appreciate it, because I guess, I care what you guys think about the channel. I do. Nolly's good. Thank you, Patreon members, very much. I would like to reiterate. What even word is that? I would like to reiterate. Nobody feel guilty that you can't be a patron on Patreon. That's not why I made it. Make half of them feel guilty. That's not what it was at all. What else? The Goggins stuff. I'm going to get a video up. Maybe not. Probably start posting in the description of those videos all the challenges that we've read in the David Goggins book so far. So I don't spoil anything, but also so you can keep up with them. Not this minute, but I'm going to formally address how I am facing those challenges. And even if you're not somebody watching those videos of me reading, I think you'll be able to get something out of those challenges as well, because I don't think you need David Goggins' backstory to understand why these challenges, I was looking for a different word because I've said it like 800 times now, why these challenges are beneficial. You'll be able to jump in if you choose to, or just see me flounder with it, but hopefully grow. June is over. June was my grandma's name, and she was wonderful. I loved her a lot. She had pretty bad dementia, and it was tough at the end, but she was really, really silly, and it was fun. Holidays and stuff. Maybe when I was a kid, I didn't think it was fun. I thought she wasn't mean, but I thought she was like a brat, as much as an adult woman could be a brat. But now it's fun to think back on, and she was just a cool lady. So I can't believe that, though. We're heading into July. And I hope that what has been challenging you is getting easier, or it's even over with and you won. I hope that the stuff that was going good in May is still going well, and maybe even better. And I hope that whatever new challenges you're facing right now, you're able to look at, no matter how difficult, and say that I am worth getting through this. That regardless of whatever the level of pain, I can learn from it, and worst case scenario, I can be better able to help someone who's going through it later in my life. But hopefully you're just not going going through anything that tough. That would be even better. Maybe not, though. I mean, yes, it would be better. I wouldn't wish that on anybody, but you know what I'm saying? Like, self-growth is pretty cool. Take care of yourselves. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.